Uno, dos, tres, uno, dos, tres. Hey guys, how is everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, good midnight. I'm not sure where you guys are watching from, but wherever you're watching from, welcome. Welcome to the stream and welcome to this special session right here. So, how's everyone doing? Hello, Lotus. Hello, Mustafa. Thank you for your kind words, my friend. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Sanjay Danda. How are you guys? I'm still a little bit sleepy. I didn't get a good night's sleep yesterday. But we're here, and we're gonna be working on our game prop. So hang on tight and we'll start in just a minute. Oh yeah, the Discord server is almost ready, man. It's almost ready. I didn't have a chance to like figure the roles and the channels and everything. I can give you a sneak peek here. Let me give you a sneak peek. So this is what we're gonna have here. So I'm working on the different things. We're gonna have, of course, a channel for the instructors. We're gonna be announcing the courses, and we're gonna have our community for all of the different softwares, portfolio review. Like it's getting there, But I'm making sure that everything is as nice as possible before we launch it, because we don't have a moderator. So I'm gonna have to be doing that role a little bit. And I want to make sure it's a safe and fun place for everyone. Ali, how are you, my friend? Oh, actually, it didn't show my screen. sorry. Here we go. Let me show the screen. I was showing off these things, but it's not. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna have again like channels for all of the different softwares for any questions and stuff. We're gonna have challenges. We're gonna have portfolio review, a couple of voice channels in case we need to like answer any question, support. So yeah, we're working on this. I'm working on this. I'm making sure all of the roles are like properly laid out and everything. And once we got that, I'll launch the Discord server. We're gonna make a video and everything here in the YouTube channel so that everyone is aware of the launching of the server. Prarna, how are you, my friend? Good morning. Cool. So today we're gonna continue working on this guy right here, and then now it's time that we start like really going into the details and getting this as close to finished as possible, so that maybe on Monday we can start working on the retopology, which is gonna be, it's definitely gonna take a while, but it's gonna be fun. So yeah. First thing I need to do is I actually have Maya open over here, and if you guys remember, we created a couple of like little things like this rope right here. I'm gonna combine the rope, so I'm gonna go from here to here and just bridge it right there, and then this element right here, this loop, I'm gonna see if I can collapse it. Seems like I can't. Let me delete this guy, this guy, and this guy, and now we should be able to bridge these two things together. There we go. So I'm just gonna say File, Export Selection, and we're gonna go to our project. I just start recording and I get my messages. Give me 1 second. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Can you make tutorial about matching proportion in Maya in details, please? You mean like, what do you mean by that? Yeah, Mustafa, it seems like it's asking the same thing. Tinkmesh, how are you, man? It seems like Mustafa is asking the same thing. Can you guys give me an example of what you mean by that? Like, what is it that you're having issue with? Let's call this chord right here. And we're gonna export this into ZBrush, subtool. We're gonna append a new sphere. And we're gonna import the chord. Append. There we go. It might not be exactly where it's supposed to be, but we should be able to get it where it's supposed to be fairly quickly. There we go. It's a little bit lower. Yeah, F-Spy, I made a video a couple of days ago, where I think it was last week. I think it was Saturday. No, it was Sunday, actually. I made a video about using FSpy to match a concept. But if you mean a concept that's not, or does not have like a specific view, I'll show you real quick. Like, I don't know, let's say like robot concept art. So let's say you are tasked with doing this guy right here. This is not a front view, this is not a side view, it's like a perspective view, right? So of course what you're gonna do is you're gonna save this on your source images. I'm gonna save it on my desktop for now. And here inside of Maya, you're gonna create a new camera. So I'm gonna say rendering, camera, panels, look through selected. So now I'm in a perspective camera, but it's not the perspective camera. It's a separate perspective camera. Once you have this, you're gonna add the image plane right here. And what we need to do is we need to find points that match with the perspective of our character. So for instance here, what I can do is I can try to find a point where this main volume is like just floating there. So I know that that main volume is pretty much a sphere, right? So if I create a sphere here and I position it floating like here on top of the whole thing, I should be able to match this like this. And now with this done, I can start kind of like blocking in where things would be, right? So you can imagine, for instance, this like the center of the character. I'm gonna create a cylinder actually to find like the center of the sphere. And we need to match that center of the sphere kind of like to the center of the ground. So it will be like right around there. And then again, we would guess that like this little leg right here would be touching the ground, right? So from this view, this guy would be touching the ground. It would probably be like right around there. And it's a matter of using a little bit of logic to find the position. So it will be probably like right around there. And then of course, if we mirror this to the other side, it should match closely. That's the problem with concept pieces, is sometimes concept artists don't do it in a super precise way, because they're mainly looking for the sketch to look as nice as possible. So you might see a couple of things that are not matching perfectly, but it should match. Look at that. It should match pretty closely. Like that one right there matches pretty closely. And then if we duplicate and group this, we should be able to just rotate this 180 degrees. And that way we're gonna have this guys closer to where we would expect them to be. So as you can see, it's not a perfect match, but it gives us a general, like a really like close proportion of what we would expect from a concept like this. Because you can imagine this thing goes like backwards. And you can see, like when we see it on the 3D space, it makes sense, right? Like it does follow the sort of shape and the sort of like volume and proportions that this thing has. The ideal thing is, if you're working with a studio or in a production pipeline, the ideal thing is for them to give you a front view and a side view. That's going to give you probably the best result for matching perspective. Let me know if the music's too loud, and I can make it lower, by the way. Let's see. Pernaback says, can you please create a pro in Maya, ZBrush, and Substance? A prop with pipeline, please. I've done that already, Perna. So if you want to check that, I mean, we have the premium courses. Oh, by the way, where's the... Oh, God, sorry. There we go. For those of you that are unaware, we have our spring sale right now going on. And you can find all of our courses with a 90% discount. All of them. And I have courses where I go over like Maya, Substance, everything. So in those cases, or in your case, Pernaback, if you go here to the playlists, that thing that you're asking for, you could follow this one, the Aku Aku tutorial. This one's really good. We go over modeling in Maya, and then we go over sculpting in ZBrush, and then we go over Substance Painter, and we even bring it into Unreal Engine. So So it's pretty good. Okay, so that Aku Aku tutorial is really good. Lotus says, thanks man, but what if we do if we have a big environment? That's what I meant, like in the channel, Lotus, I added this video right here, easy camera match in Maya in Blender. I made it Sunday, I think, on Sunday. It uses a little software called F-Spy, and that's great to match the perspective of your picture. And once you match the perspective, you can start blocking in with cubes and stuff, and it makes it a little bit easier. So I would probably recommend doing that. Varjasin, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Cool. So let's go to this guy right here, and we definitely need to rebuild some of the stuff. We had already done some of this, but unfortunately we lost it last time we were working on this. So we're gonna have to kind of do it again. Let's go a little bit sharper on this detail right there. And I'm even gonna use the pinch brush. I don't use it very often, to be honest, but it's a good brush. Raul Nak says, hi Abraham, will we get any BFX production pipelines courses like 3D digital matte painting or nuke compositing in future? This will help people who want to pursue their careers in film industry. Yes, not from me, because I'm not well versed on those softwares, so I wouldn't be the best one to teach you about that pipeline. I don't do that pipeline, to be honest. I work a little bit more inside of games. But yes, we are thinking about adding more instructors to the team and exploring some of those areas as well. There we go. Let's start creating some of the details here. These are the main details. All of the like Celtic knots and stuff, we're gonna be doing those in texture. Because even though we could do it here, it will just take forever. Like imagine having to do like all the little things right here. It will be just a little bit time consuming. Okay, I can see this thing has like two little spheres right there. And yeah, now let's go to this guys again. So I'm gonna delete them and I'm gonna create a new cube. So append cube. I'm gonna rotate this cube 45 degrees and make it really thin. I'm gonna reset the gizmo there, and I'm actually gonna like ignore the concept a little bit because some things are not matching perfectly on the concept, and I want them to match perfectly here with my character or my book. So I'm gonna ignore it a little bit there. I'm gonna dynamesh this cube, and then I'm gonna use my knife curve to create the cuts right there. So that's the cut that makes sense. And then up here would need a cut right there. And down here would need a cut right there. There we go. Let's make it a little bit thinner. Push it in a little bit more. That looks better. And then you can see there's like an extra cube here. Well, it's not like an extra cube, but it kind of looks like an extra cube. So I'm gonna append a new cube. I'll answer questions in just a second. I'm gonna do a new cube here. Again, reset the pivot point. Try to center this as close as possible. Make it a little bit bigger, something like that. Definitely thinner. There we go. Dynamesh. And we definitely need to cut some of those corners as well. There we go. I'm actually gonna break symmetry, and I am gonna cut this section right here where the little like rings are, just to make it look a little bit more precise. There we go. Let's see some questions. BT says, hey brother, how are you doing? What's the system do you use for modeling? This one right here is ZBrush. It's a sculpting software. It's really, really, really good. But I use ZBrush, I use Maya, I can use Blender as well. Like all of them are like cool little ways to sculpt things. I'm gonna make these things a little bit thicker and push them forward so they are not touching this new things that I just added there. And now we need to recreate that sort of like banding that we had before. You guys remember? It's looking quite nice. Let me do a quick save before anything bad happens. Or actually, let's just do a normal save. There we go. Let's see. Patrick Steve says, by the way, there is also a script to import the camera and image flint from FSpy into Maya. If you know about that script, man, send it my way, because I would love to know. On the official site, there wasn't the script. But if you know where it is, then yeah, let me know. Like, just drop the link here in the comments. That would be great. Dewey Tran 3D Funny says, hello, Mr. Leal. Mr. Leal. Why are you calling me Mr. Leal? I'm not that old. I'm only 30. I'm 30 years old. Learning your advanced ZBrush. That's so good. Thank you, man. Yeah, the character is really, really cool. I love Thyros. I've been thinking about printing him like a quarter scale or something, but it's gonna be a lot of resin, so I still haven't gotten into doing it. Okay, let's do the little like the border, the decorated border that we have right there. And to do that, I'm actually gonna append a new cube. I'm gonna make it roughly the size that we need. We're gonna rotate this 45-degree angles and then reset this thing right here and duplicate this. Well, actually, before we duplicate, let's Dynamesh. And I kind of want to bevel the borders a little bit. So it's not as sharp. There we go. Now we do reset this guy and duplicate it. There we go. And then we duplicate both. And actually, well, I'm gonna duplicate the whole tool and then I'm gonna mirror it. There we go. And fill it right here. There we go. And then we're gonna merge this down. And we're gonna push this forward. And again. And again. And probably once more. Just to be safe. There we go. With all the group, and we're gonna center this pivot point. Perfect. And we can position this same thing in the 45-degree angle, and we're gonna use this to create our little bands right here. So that's gonna be one. I'm gonna use my knife brush again to remove the corners. And then remove the corners over here. I'm gonna do a cut right there in the middle, and then a cut back there. There we go. We got this very, very cool detail here. Actually, we need to cut here as well. And that detail right there is gonna read very, very, very nice on the book. Now I am gonna mirror and wealth to create the second one, and then a duplicate, and technically we should be able to duplicate this down here and just get it in there. I'm gonna merge both of them, merge down, and there we go. Just cut this piece right here. And with select lasso, I'm gonna select this guy, and now with imagine that there's, yeah, this extra word right here. We're gonna delete hidden. All the groups, and there we go, my friends. Not bad, right? Fairly simple, and I think it even turned out better than last time, to be honest. Yeah, Graph, this is a deja vu. We had to do it again because last time it crashed. So let's see. What is the next contest theme? That's a great question. I think we're gonna do a modeling contest next, because I tried to do the contest based on the last like courses that we released. So we did the character and we did a creature, and now we released the lion, the mechanical lion. And so I think something mechanical like modeling would be a little bit better. But I'm still debating which one it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be in May. Okay, so we're probably gonna open the submissions in May, or start the contest in May, and it's gonna be May and then June, and then we decide who the winner is. There was another clip piece. Oh, you're right, man. Thank you. Let's delete that one as well. How often are texture atlases used in video games? Does it work to have examples of the use of them on our portfolio? They're used quite frequently, I would say. They're definitely used quite frequently. So if you can have them, I think it's a good idea, to be honest. It's a strong skill to have. I personally haven't used them as much because the types of games that we've been doing have been a little bit more like high poly. So you usually use them when the game is a little bit more like low poly, but you can definitely like I do think it's a good skill to have. We're gonna mirror this on the Z-axis and then just push all of these hinges back so that we have the hinges on the back as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think now we can start working on some of the details on the thing. We're missing the papers, but I think those papers are one of those things that I'm probably gonna do at the very end with like texturing. I don't think it's worth it to sculpt them because they're really, or they would be really thin. Let me save again. Let's see. Speaking French here? No, I don't know French. Ah, well, déjà vu. Déjà vu is a French word, right? Déjà vu. Where am I from? I'm from Mexico. I am from the north of Mexico, a small little town in the north called Saltillo. Ariane, hi my friend, how are you doing? Are you gonna do the pattern on the rope? We're gonna do that in texturing. I don't think it's really worth it to do it here. I actually just added this one to get an idea of how it's gonna look, but we're gonna be keeping the one from Maya because it's cleaner and it has like proper UVs. Did you see the Unreal 5.2 update? Yeah, man, it's just incredible. Like that stuff, it blows my mind. It's just so good. The one thing I do want to mention about that is the fact that even though it's really good, like the things that Unreal is doing, just keep in mind that you don't use all that stuff in every single studio. Like, even though Unreal is really powerful, there will be some studios that just don't use it. So it's good to know the technology, but it's also good to know how to not depend on that specific technology, if you know what I mean. Like, for instance, we're working on a lot of VR stuff, and like the stuff that they show, it's not gonna be used. Like, you're not gonna be able to do that for like mobile VR. You might be able to use it for things like what's the word? For like computer VR, but we're using Oculus Quest, and those are not as powerful. So yeah, it's a matter of understanding the limits of the technology, because even though it's really cool technology, not every single project that you're gonna see out there will use it. There's gonna be a lot of them that will, which is great, but not all of them. Let's come back here, and I wanna fix a little bit of the eyes. Let's go. Let's see. Dr. Manhattan. OMG, Abraham. I was at my friend that bought 2023 update and okay, masks are cool. But all other stuff for this pros, joke. Also, Redshift is just bridge. You need to pay extra. Yeah. 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 I personally have not bought or have not upgraded my ZBrush. I'm still in 2022.07. And unless there's a specific project or a specific like course that we are going to be doing, I don't think we're going to be upgrading. At least I'm going to wait because it's really, really expensive. Like, I'm just going to wait. Like, if they're going to be charging $700 for an update, I'll wait a couple of years until the update has, like, more features and it's worth it. And yeah, I do find it to be a little bit of a joke that that they are keeping Redshift with only, like, the Maxon, or GPU Redshift with only the Maxon 1 subscription. That's just it's just ridiculous. I'm not going to be paying 1,000. No, it's like 2,000 because it's like $100 the subscription. So it's like 2,000 pesos every single month just to be able to render. I'll just render in Unreal. If I want to render for free GPU, I'll just do it on Unreal. But ZBrush is still a really powerful tool. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I don't think that specific update is worth it. Or at least not yet. Alex K says, guys, what's the easiest way to make a polyplane follow a curved surface in Maya? You can just extrude it, man. Here, I'll show you. So let's say you're doing like a road or something, and you create a curve. And this curve can go like in different directions. Like, let's say this one goes down, and then this one goes up, and then this one goes down. Like, you create like a really crazy curve, right? If you have a plane, literally just grab the edges that you want to extrude, grab the curve, and then extrude. Here. And when you extrude, it's gonna go to the end of the curve. And if you add more divisions, it's gonna start following your curve better. Now, divisions will cap at a specific number, but you can go over that number. So I'm gonna say like 200, and there you go. So now you have an object that goes through a curve. This is how I would probably do it. Hopefully you're. I hope that yes, that's the question that you're asking, Alex. But that's how you make a polyplane follow your curve. Now, if you mean having a polyplane and animate it through the curve, you can also do that. Like, it is possible to make it like follow the curve. It's a little bit more complex, so I'm not gonna be able to cover it today. But you can use, I think it's on the animation menu. It's this, where was it? I think it's this constraint motion path. Attached to motion path. I think it's that one. I think it's that one. Let me see if that's the one. You just select the object, select the path, and just select constraint, motion path, attached to motion path. So time slider. There we go. Yeah, that's it. So now when you move the slider, the plane is gonna like move along the curve. So that's two ways in which a curve or a polyplane can follow a curve. One of them is modeling, when you extrude, and this one is animation. But yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you meant the first one. Well, here's a little bit of an extra information in case you ever need it. These things are called motion paths. Very important for like motion graphics. They use this quite a bit in motion graphics. Okay, let's see. Which Wacom are you using? I have this one right here, which is a Huion Canvas 16. It's a 16-inch display, pen display. It's really good. This is the first time I have a pen display. I've always worked with like traditional Wacom tablets. So my first Wacom was the Wacom Pro. So it was one like this. This was the first tablet that I had like professionally. Before that, I had like the little small one, like this one's right here. But this one, I think I got the medium size. That was my first one. But now I have this Canvas 16 Huion. I got this one, the 2021 Huion Canvas. Really good as well. It's really fun to have a display here on the on the screen, to be honest. Hey, 3D Learner, how are you, my friend? Are you feeling better? How's the 3D going? Let's push the resolution on this guy a little bit higher. I think we can definitely like start polishing this head, because now we're in the detailing process. Let me actually isolate it. Well, actually, I just want to get rid of the core. There we go. So as you can see, like there's a lot of like Dynamesh like marks and stuff. This is where we can definitely start again cleaning up our mesh and adding all of those like cool little details that people are gonna be able to see. This is where you will spend most of the time when we're working on a sculpture, which is the fine details and fine like tuning of everything. And this is where a lot of people lose their patience, me included. It also depends on the type of project. So for instance, if you're working on a production pipeline and this is an asset that's going to be seen from really far away and you're not going to be seeing this detail, they're usually going to tell you this is good enough, like just leave it like that and that's fine, because you're never going to see it up close. If this is your personal work and you're going to be using for portfolio, you definitely want to go the extra mile and add as much detail as you can, because that's going to really separate your stuff from everyone else, right? So you really want to go the extra mile. I have my reference on the other screen, that's why I'm like looking this side to capture the silhouette as clean or as nice as possible. There we go. I'm definitely gonna bevel this thing a little bit. I don't want this to be like super sharp. There we go. Are you using protection film with a tablet? No, not really. It's supposed to have like Gorilla Glass and stuff or something like that, so it's supposed to be quite resistant. But I'm not using a protection screen for this one. There we go. To some people, tertiary detail is like meditation. I wish I had their energy. Yeah, it depends. Like, I feel that way with certain things. For instance, retopology, it really calms me down. It's like therapeutic for me. I just get into the zone and I just start adding retopology and just like, I have a lot of fun with retopology. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but the last times I've been doing retopology has been done for the premium courses. So I need to be talking and explaining what I'm doing. But when I'm doing my own personal stuff, retopology is a really fun process for me. I'm using Train Dynamic again, as you can see here, or as well as you can see, because I'm using it to delete or to flatten out all of the details from the brush. For instance, here the lips, I do want to make them a little bit sharper. And we could even like add a little bit of like volume to the lips. Marjasin, you want to do really crazy stuff, man. But yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool to animate it. I mean, that if we like talking from a production point of view, that change that you suggested there, it's something that clients all the time come with me like, hey, could we do this? Could we do that? Of course we can do it, but it goes from being like a hero asset to a hero character, right? Because we're gonna have to do facial rigging and it's just like a lot of work. It can definitely be done. Sometimes the budget or the time does not allow it, so you always need to be very honest with your clients and tell them, hey, all those like crazy cool ideas that you have, they're possible, but we need the money. We need the money. We probably do need a tongue, right? I don't think we have a tongue, so it might not be a bad idea to to add a tongue. I mean, we can sculpt it from this area, to be honest. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna mask this out, invert the mask, push it up. Like round it off a little bit. Push it back down. Rotate it back, scale it forward. And that's it. Because we are in Dynamesh, so let's just go geometry, mesh integrity, fix mesh. Maybe a little bit of inflate. I don't want to. Actually, no. I think we're gonna have to do the tongue as a separate piece. There we go. Wow, we have 50 viewers. I didn't even realize. My God. Guys, we just broke a record. Usually it takes us like, I don't know, like an hour to get there. 40 minutes and we got 50 viewers. How is everyone doing? Comments are open, guys. So if you have any question, if this is the first time you see the live stream, feel free to comment. We don't have super chat or anything like that. So just go for it. If you have any questions about the 3D world, about the courses that we offer, anything that you might want to know, I'm your friend right here and I can help you out. So go for it. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. Kairul Vashar Khan. You have an amazing last name. Khan. Hey, Abraham, how are you doing? Thank you so much for your content. You are welcome, my friend. By the way, did you guys like the last two videos? They were a hit on the channel. We did an intro to ZBrush video, and then we did an intro to Marbles Designer. So I tried to teach both softwares in like 40 minutes each. And we're gonna do Maya tomorrow. So if you are new to Maya, tomorrow we're gonna have a video about like the introduction to Maya, so you can follow along as well and learn the software. Mamoon says, love you from Bangladesh. I'm very ignorant, so I'm gonna have to look up where Bangladesh is. I believe it's in Asia, right? Like close to India? Yeah, there you go. Nice. So between Myanmar. Oh, India goes like around Bangladesh. Interesting. Nice. I've always wanted to visit this this area, the Bay of Bengal and stuff. I've heard it's really beautiful. M. Hamad Nori, new here. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the channel, and thank you. Yeah, we found this concept art a couple of days ago, and we've been working on it. We have a lot of content on the channel if you want to check it out. I'm gonna increase the resolution on the hair as well, and we're gonna start polishing it too. This. Let's see. Aryan says, I have two environments ready. You have seen them both. So now should I make my next portfolio piece, or should I learn Unreal first and do my next project in that? I think, to be honest, like seeing where things are moving in the industry, Aryan, I think it might not be a bad idea to start learning Unreal and do your project there. Because as you mentioned, I've seen your two portfolio pieces. I know how good they are. If you can translate that into Unreal, you're gonna be in a really good position. There are missing 25 likes. Yeah, guys, if you want to help the channel grow, subscriptions, likes, follows, all that stuff is super, super helpful to us. You guys know that the algorithm here in YouTube prefers like clickbaity content and stuff. I try to avoid doing that, but unfortunately it's like an uphill battle. So if you can follow, that'll be great. If you can hit the little bell icon, that'll be great as well. If you can give us a like, that's awesome. All of that stuff helps us with the engagement and promotions and stuff. We're running like contests here on the channel. We do portfolio review every month. So hopefully the content is worth it. I try again to be as fair as possible and help you guys as much as I can. But we also need your help. So if you can help us out, that would be great. Trim dynamic again to like polish this hair, like the lines of the hair. And polishing this is also playing a secondary role. When we jumped into retopology, which is probably going to be on Monday, when we jump into retopology, we're going to be able to work a little bit faster because the planes of the character are going to be more defined. So whenever you have something that's very curved, very soft, not as like faceted, it becomes a little bit trickier to capture the whole silhouette in topology. But this right here, this is a really, really nice like planar sort of like shift that allows us to do this sort of stuff. I'm gonna add like a couple of extra little lines right there. Trim dynamic again. I'm not sure if you guys follow the chess world. I've been playing chess quite a bit for the last couple of years after I saw Queen's Gambit, the Netflix series. What was that, like 2 or 3 years ago? And there's a YouTuber and streamer. He's a GM, Daniel Naroditsky. His name is called, or that's his name. He's really good. He's like top 10 in the world, I think, or top 20 or something like that. He's really, really good, and I like his style because he's also not clickbaity, and he has like super valuable content. So I've been kind of like using his philosophy when recording stuff and when doing this sort of elements here for the YouTube channel. Because there are other streamers that I also like, but they're a little bit more clickbaity, and I know that it tends to rub people the wrong way. So yeah, content creation is definitely that's one of the skills. As you guys are learning 3D, I'm learning about content creation and stuff like that. Everyone's learning all the time. We're just in different areas. Let's see. So am I gonna do an Unreal Engine beginners video as well? It's not a bad idea, actually. We might do that next week. I want to restart the Lighthouse series. That was one series that we had a couple of months ago, or like last year. But unfortunately, when Unreal Engine 5 came out, I had to drop it because there were a lot of new techniques that they were showing that were now making my little series obsolete. So I'm gonna restart that series, and I promise one of the students that has been asking for it that I'm gonna start the next video this Saturday. So tomorrow, Friday, I'll record the video for Saturday, and we're probably gonna go over like the basics of Unreal Engine and setting everything up for that project. There we go. The hair's looking nice. Wouldn't clay polish do a decent job? Yeah, clay polish is fine. It works very similar to what's the word? To trim dynamic, I think. I personally prefer trim dynamic because it's a little bit more aggressive, so I can work a little bit faster with it. But yeah, clay polish or hard polish or any of the polished things could definitely work for the head or for the hair. Koyel says, hi, I purchased your courses in Udemy and I'm learning from there, but I have difficulty in UV and high poly, low poly, and topology. Is there any course about it? Yeah, there are a couple. Let me show you. Next to Udemy. So, if you want to learn like super good topology, the hard surface modeling in Maya, I go over all of the principles about topology. That one's, it's not as exciting because the objects are relatively simple compared to like characters and stuff, but I think the information is really valuable for the modeling things. But if you want to see like the whole workflow with like sculpting and then sculpting, modeling, and stuff like that, I did one a long time ago, the demon character creation for games. This one, the beginner's guide to stylized character creation for games, is also really good. It's 33 hours. It's really complete. We go over a lot of stuff. So that one we do sculpting, and then we do retopology. and then this one, the beginner's guide to creature creation for games. I also go over like the whole sculpting process, anatomy, all that stuff, and then we jump into retopology, UVs, texturing, everything. So I think those are the ones that I could recommend. I want to ask, Mari software used a lot for games or for film? It's more for film, but I've seen some games that also use it. It's really good. Like Mari, if you're gonna be working with really high like quality, a lot of UDEMs and stuff, Mari is really freaking good. I used to know Mari back in the day when I was a student. I was taught Mari, but unfortunately I stopped learning and I started using Substance Painter, and now there's a lot of things that I don't know. But we do have a Mari course that was released last year. It's also available there in Udemy right now with 90% discount, and then we go over all of the important bits over there as well. No, the lighthouse is going to be the same concept. It's going to be the same concept, but we're going to be exploring new pipelines for like asset creation and stuff. So if you guys remember, should be right around here. Let me see. Let me show you the concept. This one. So this was the concept for the lighthouse, and it's a rather simple one. Like, it might seem like it's really complicated, but it's actually very simple because you only have like walls, wood, tiles for the roof, stone over here, and a couple of props like barrels, lamps, and stuff like that. So it is relatively simple, but again, the techniques and the things that I was using last time are not gonna be like they're not the proper ones this time around. So we need to I want to start over to make sure that that series looks as nice as possible once it's finished. But yeah, this is the concept that we're going to be doing. It's one of the series that we're going to have on the channel. It's definitely going to take me several months to do this because I'm recording other stuff as well. But yeah, that's the one. Varjasin says the demon character course, sculpting is just amazing, but texturing is just magic. Yeah, texturing is it's one of my favorite parts of the whole process. Let's go to the teeth and clean them up a little bit. Again, there's no real need to like separate the teeth. Some people will be like, why we don't like separate them? I'm actually just gonna increase the resolution a little bit and just like create some very basic teeth and gums. Because it's a small detail, right? It's a really small detail in the character, so we've already done the important bits. This is more like a secondary detail. I'm gonna use Trim Dynamic here to flatten things. Same stuff down here. We divide down the middle and then on the side to kind of like create the teeth. Train Dynamic to clean stuff up. And we go into the gums of the mouth. Gurav says, me and my friend, we learned from that Maya beginner course. Yeah, thank you, man. I've been told that I'm a good teacher. Hopefully you guys agree. I like to explain things in as much detail as possible. When I was a student, this was actually the first time I went to Noman and presented my portfolio to be accepted, and they rejected me. They were like, "Nope, you're not ready. You're not ready for us." And the girl, I don't remember her name. She was no longer there once I got admitted, but she told me something that has stuck for me like forever. And it was like, here we don't want to create monkey buttons or button monkeys. Button monkeys was the term. Like, we don't want to create people that know how to press buttons and how to click things. We want people to be real artists. So we want to make sure that they understand how things work, why things work, when, like all of the important questions. And I've like that philosophy has stuck with me for all these years. And whenever I'm teaching, I always try to do that. Like, I'm not gonna teach you like, yeah, just use this brush or just use this tool. No, it's like, you need this tool or you need this brush because of this and because of that. Like, I always try to explain the reasons on why we're doing the things that we're doing. And I think that has worked quite nicely. Like, people seem to like, you guys seem to like my tutorials, so I'm really thankful for that. And there's a lot of students that have gotten jobs and stuff after watching some of my tutorials. It's not a guarantee, but I do feel like the content is quite valuable. Let's just move brush here to push the teeth. There we go. Now, of course, since this big teeth are now pushing the gums a little bit, we need to add like a little bit of volume being pushed here on the lips, right? There we go. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really, really good. I think we lost a little bit of form here on the zygomatic arc, so I'm gonna bring it back. There we go. And now that we have this, now we can start adding some like extra details to the whole thing. So I'm gonna give this one division. I'm gonna remove Dynamesh to the head itself, and I do have some like stone brushes on my alphas, or my brushes here. This ones. I have some really cool like this one right here. It's really nice to give this sort of like stone texture to the whole thing. But this is what I mean. I've mentioned this frequently. When we I'll answer your question, C Master Flex. I missed it. I'll go back. So when you're doing form, the most important thing is all of your primary forms, secondary forms and stuff, because then once you do this, once you go into the details, all the details just fall into place, right? Like they just look so good. But they look good not because of the details, but because of all of the other work that you did with the elements. So I'm gonna add this sort of like stone texture on all of the hair and stuff. And then let's add some like big damage as well. I have some cuts like this one right here. So for instance, let's increase the intensity a little bit there, and I can add one big cut over there, maybe here on the mouth, another cut right there. Let's change the alpha to something a little bit different, like this one right here. And see how by having really clean forms, all of this like new details that we're adding just looks so good. There we go. Now let's see the questions. So see, Masterflex says, how do you decide between Soft Ds and Dynamesh? Usually if I'm gonna be doing something that's very organic, I'll just keep it in Dynamesh, unless I'm doing like characters and stuff where I want like cleaner loops. But since we're gonna be doing retopology, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you're just gonna decimate and then retopologize. If you have something that's very simple, like a barrel, right, or like a box or something, then keeping it in Subdip might be a little bit easier because it's cleaner. And then you also asked, do you ever use a Sculptris Pro? No, I don't. Oh, you mean this plugin thing here? Yeah, sometimes, not always, but yeah, it's a handy one. So Gurab says, that's the best part of Noman in Vancouver. Other institutes just take you in and you're stuck with people who have no interest in art at all. Yeah, I agree. There are unfortunately some bad schools out there that are frauds. I have a very good friend of mine. She was really talented. She is really talented in traditional art, and she went to a school. I'm not gonna say which school because I don't want to get into any trouble. But she went to a school that didn't give her the best like training in regards to 3D art, so she never was able to get a job on the industry. And she decided to change careers as well. She became like I think she went for more traditional arts, like into stop motion and stuff like that. But yeah, so if you guys are gonna be going into an institution like a school or a university, make sure you do your research and find out which ones are the good ones and which ones are not that good. And my advice is always complement that with extra knowledge, because even though you will learn a lot in school, like when I was a Noman, I was still like watching tutorials on learning from seminars and webinars and everything I could, because there's so much information out there, and unless you actually look for it, you're not gonna be like getting it right. So I'm gonna add a little bit of texture to this thing, and then with trim dynamic, very softly, I'm just gonna remove it, just to get some like variation there, like wrinkles and stuff, because otherwise it feels very kind of loose. Alex D, these alphas come with ZBrush or it's from your personal collection? That's from my personal collection. I don't even remember where I got those from. To be honest, it was so long ago. But there's like the orb brushes by Michael Cuevas, I think is his name. He used to work at Blizzard. I'm not sure if he's still there. But if you look for, if you want to do like stylized stuff, and you look online for orb brushes, there's this Gumroad page, and all of these brushes are really good. There's also some texture brushes like this one right here. Michael Vicente, sorry. Michael Vicente. I think it's Michael Vicente Cuevas. I'm not sure. But Michael Vicente here. So if you download it, it's free. I mean, you can, of course, donate if you want. But these are really, really, really good brushes as well. Cool. Now let's take a quick look at the reference and see if we're missing any important like sculpted bit. Maybe this like patterns here. I think that might be a good thing to add. It's definitely gonna take a little bit longer, but let's give this a subdivision. Because this is something that I don't think we can mimic with alphas as easily. And it's gonna give this sort of like really handmade look to the whole thing, right? And it's a detail that doesn't change the silhouette, so it means that we don't really have to worry about like baking and stuff. You can see even the concept artist just went like a little bit crazy here and there. He was just like creating some swirly patterns and stuff. And again, we're gonna see it from so far away that even if it's not perfect, it's fine. Sorry, I got a little bit quiet here. I'm just focusing on this spirally beats. Do you donate to PureRef? No, I have not donated yet to PureRef. I've donated to other softwares. I do try to donate and give back when I can, but I haven't done it for PureRef. Like for the orb brushes, I've used them so much that I gave Michael like $20 a couple of years ago. There we go. I might need to go back here and make this guys a little bit more intense. The more intense we do it, the more the normal map's gonna show. Now we need to go to the top part right here. Here, for instance, to to save a little bit of time, I'm gonna use symmetry. Oh, since we have we have different depths on the book, that's why it's not catching the symmetry perfectly. I guess we're gonna have to go asymmetrical then. There we go. Cool. So, not bad, right? Yeah, it would be really animated if we could make everything glow and stuff. I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to take it inside the game engine. But yeah, so far I think this looks really, really, really nice. So if we take a quick like BPR render here just to see everything in context, that I think is looking quite nice. Oh, Josh, I've seen your message, my friend. I'm going to be very honest with you and I'm going to explain why I cannot do that, okay? The reason why we cannot do a gun course or a gun creation for AAA weapons is because if we do a gun, Skillshare, Udemy, and all of the platforms where we upload our stuff, they restrict that, okay? So it doesn't allow people who are under 13 to buy them, and that makes our audience a lot smaller. So they don't like when you do like that kind of like realistic weapon concepts. However, in some of the courses, I do weapons. Like in the stylized character course, we do a SCAR weapon. We have the grenade course here in ZBrush. And in the next course, as someone there, Kartik, is asking, in the next course, I'm going to be doing like a little bit of a cheat right there to introduce a little weapon, a small weapon, so that you guys can follow or use the same concept from that specific weapon and make it into your own element. So the next course is this one right here. I'm working on it right now, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be divided into 2 parts as well. So we're gonna have the high poly and then the low poly game ready part, because otherwise it's gonna be like 60 hours or 80 hours. It's just crazy. So this is gonna be the character, and I asked my friend S Fox to design like a predator type cannon, like this guy right here. So the principles, this is pretty much like a sci-fi gun. So the principles that we're going to be looking at with this weapon right here can be very easily applied to the to any weapon that you're trying to do. Okay, so that's the reason, my friend. I wish we could do like a bazooka or something, but unfortunately it's not possible. I mean, it is possible, but it hurts the content. I'm gonna add like some borders here. Have you seen how old books tend to have like this sort of like borders over here? Nice. You're working on the textures for Thyros. Amazing. So let's add this sort of stuff here. And then with trim dynamic, I'm just gonna clean that up and a little bit of smooth, just to give, you know, a little extra detail on those areas right there. And that's it, guys. I think with this we're pretty much done. We're missing the little paper things, but as I mentioned, we're gonna be doing those like inside of Maya before we jump into texturing. So this is it. This is a really nice, I would say, blocking for our book. And now the next part is gonna be the whole retopology and texturing process to make this game ready, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Wow, we got 1,400 views today. That's amazing. Thank you very much, guys. As some of you guys know, and as we've been repeating it throughout the throughout the week, we have this spring break summer like super sale going on. So if you like this content, this is the way I teach my classes. You can get all of my classes and a lot of other classes from amazing instructors in Udemy for 90% off. Super cheap. So if you want to get them, guys, this is the time. If you check the description here on the live or any of the videos from this week, you guys are going to be able to find that information. It, of course, helps the channel a lot. It allows us to keep going and keep teaching you guys even more and more stuff. So the support is always welcomed. And yeah, well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna stop the stream now unless there's any other question. And oh yeah, there you go, Gurav. That's a great idea. A vehicle course would be a nice idea. Yeah. So yeah, if there's any other questions, let me know here on the chat, guys. I'll stick around for like 2 more minutes and just answer them. And yeah, the new course is gonna be ready. I think it's gonna be ready like in early April. So let me check the calendar here. Yeah, it's probably like 2 or 3 more weeks, to be honest, because it's a little bit complicated. I'm gonna try to finish it as fast as possible, but I've been having a lot of work here with YouTube as well, so I'm pushing to make sure that we get the best possible outcome. And on Monday, guys, make sure to hit the little subscribe icon, the little bell icon, if you want to see the continuation for this project right here. We're gonna jump now into the into the retopology process. I know it's not super exciting, but to be honest, it's very important. The retopology process is very important for this sort of things. So we're gonna be doing the retopology for this book on Monday. And if we finish it, we'll do UVs, and if we finish it, we'll do textures. And after that, we'll just get this ready to go into Unreal and have it ready inside of our engine. Any course for AAA games where I can learn the full workflow start to finish? The advanced character creation, which is the one that they've been mentioning here on the channel. Let me show you. So the first part is this one, advanced ZBrush character creation. We focus on the poly modeling of the character first, on the high poly, and then the second part of that course is this one right here, where we go over retopology, we go over retopology, UVs, and the material setup and everything, so that you can get this character into Unreal. So those 2 courses are really, really good. It's like my best course so far. But if you want to keep it a little bit more simple first, if you're just learning, I would suggest that the other one, the soldier, the stylized soldier, is a good one. Where is it? This one, the beginner's guide to stylized character creation for games, because we again go over the full pipeline. It's a little bit more stylized, like Fortnite. So we go over that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's I think that's a good one for you, my friends. Let's see. Yeah, well, so that's it, guys. Again, thank you very much. 1,500 viewers by the end of this stream. Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for being here, guys. I will be back tomorrow with an intro to Maya video. I'm going to show you the basics of Maya so that you too can learn all of the things that we have here available for us. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.